Saw VII is directed by Kevin Greutert again, and it stars Tobin Bell, barely. Everyone else from the Saw franchise that's either left or pointlessly still in this. Costas Mandylor, who plays Hoffman, who is still covering his tracks from the last Saw film, who is running from the law, but is still hell-bent on killing Jill Tuck, played by Betsy Russell. And my God, this finale has no energy, no substance, no reason, no explanation. It just picks up where it left off after Hoffman gets his mouth sliced open, and he still goes on to pursue Jill. Then we get a series of traps with no ethical reason. A public trap that was pretty much wasted on a pointless romantic relationship that I have no shits to give. And then another trap. That entire scene where it's at the junkyard where he has to pull himself forward, ripping off his skin to push a lever to save everyone around him. He's in a car. He will run over a woman, pull a guy's jaw and arms off if the car pulls forward, and he will crash into someone that's in front of him all at the same time if he fails. And while that was a great setup, the execution is terrible. I mean, it's an uneventful trap with a bunch of racists involved mutilating themselves to prove their worth. But it's after that trap that actually it becomes a crime scene and it becomes more of a focus point. And I mean, hooray for them for trying to keep something consistent, but who set up the trap? Or even the first one? No one knows. All I know is that Hoffman has been keeping track of the police since that time of the junkyard trap, but it's unclear who set it up. I mean, you could use logic and reasoning that it could have been him. And obviously, all signs point to that Hoffman was the one that set it all up. But you don't know. Was it Lawrence Gordon? Oh God, that's right! This guy's finally back. Talk about 4 movies too frickin' late. And I'm gonna get into spoilers because, do you really care? Do you really care? Lawrence Gordon is in 2 scenes. Only 2! Only 2! One, to show himself in the group therapy session.
Group therapy sessions in broad daylight.
From all the Jigsaw victims that were survivors, and he just willfully performs himself as the bad guy.
Loki'd!
He apparently has been involved since 2.
I am a great magician.
Saw 2, of all the times to be involved. He was involved since then, but we have no reason as to why. Diana and Allison probably left him. He had no career left, and he just went to Jigsaw and said, "Hey, I was a part of your stupid little game. I won. Let me help." Do you know that for sure? Kinda. Because he was kind of involved. If that anything, that was the most intriguing aspect of this movie. That's it! So he got involved. But his role is still unclear. And of course, he was asked to watch over Jill, and if anything happened to her, whoops,
Game over.
he was to take matters into his own hands. Hooray! Hoffman has been neutralized.
Game over.
But not dead. He'll probably cut off his own leg, eat it, and survive for a few more days before he uses the bone to pick the lock and tries to escape. Hooray for poetic justice! Why on earth does it matter that Jill tried to act out revenge against Hoffman? And the will that Jigsaw had for Hoffman? Hoffman didn't believe he needed a test, and then Jigsaw told him he would not walk away untested. And Jill exacts that. So why is Hoffman upset, trying to kill Jill just because he knew that he was to be tested? That doesn't make any sense. So this kind of makes Jill kind of the good guy. I mean, she's an anti-hero, sure, and probably needs to die because she's probably a little inconsistent about that, and I'm sure that's cause for, like, just get rid of her. We don't need her. All of this is illogical. We just kind of have to go through the same basic principle was, we should kill her. So it happened. That also means Lawrence failed. He didn't do anything to keep her alive or stop Hoffman. You failed, Lawrence Gordon. You failed! And so here's a fun fact for you. I actually met Cary Elwes at a convention one year. He was chill. He was cool. I got my copy of Saw signed to Doug. Don't know what that says. And that's probably his signature right there. But I had to ask him, why did he only show up for the last one? He just said he told the producers he'll be a part of the last one. So with that said, They planned on doing Saw 8, but gosh darn it, they saw that Saw 6 underperforming at the box office, so dag nabbit, we're just gonna have to make 7 the last one because money prevails and not a story. There's your problem. You combined 2 stupid stories because you planned on Saw 8 and you saw underperforming box office results and went, okay, let's combine the 2, and that's your godforsaken problem. You lost focus. You just put 2 stories together. You didn't do anything to make it make sense. And maybe if you guys stopped worrying about money and worried about telling a story, this movie doesn't even reach the status of guilty pleasure. It's illogical, nonsensical. It's weird, it's stupid, it's gross in every sense of the word. And I'm only beating a dead horse because 9% of these critics actually liked it. 42% of you audience members found it just okay. So congratulations, you found something redeemable in it. I didn't. Saw 7 is easily the worst in the franchise. It pisses me off. I felt trapped in it. I wanted it to be over with. The first time I saw it, I fast forward through some of these trap scenes because I know the ending. There's no creativeness in it. You just look at it and go, they're gonna die. You're gonna look at that one and say, they're gonna die. Why are you being so predictable? For that, I'm not really gonna waste your time anymore. I'm just kind of venting because I just don't understand why you're beating a dead horse any more than I am talking about this. I'm just one more guy who didn't like it. So I'm gonna give Saw 7 hate it. And I don't ever want to watch it again, but I know that it exists, so I know it's a part of a franchise. So I have a question for you guys and gals. What did you think of Saw 7? And just because I hated it, doesn't mean that you should. And it doesn't mean that because you like it means I'm gonna kind of get after you for it. This movie just kind of builds my rage up so badly because there's just so much wrong with it. But I would love to know what you think. If you ended up liking this, please let me know. I would love to see what you say about this, and I'd love to talk with you about it. So thank you all so much for watching me vent and get upset over this old movie that everyone's already been over with and stuff. We got Saw 8 coming out October 27th. Can you believe it? And it's literally, if you think about it, Saw 3 witnessed the death of Jigsaw 10 years ago. Guess what? 10 years later, we've got ourselves an 8th movie. I'm gonna try and see it this weekend, and I would love to know what you guys think of my reviews thus far. Check out my Saw review, my triple review of Saw 2, 3, and 4. Saw 5 and 6, and how all that kind of came to be. And of course, thank you so much for watching here. I just hope Saw 8 is better than this. Anything better than this. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you like this, please subscribe, and I'm gonna get you more videos in the future.